Alright, we got the heater going. It's getting warmed up in here. And we got a pretty sweet project today. So I just got this 1985 Honda 200X. You can see down here, there's the VIN. 1985 ATC 200X. Thing is in pretty good condition for what I paid for it, considering how high the prices are right now. So I paid $1,050 for it. The guy that was selling it had it up for $1,250. So I offered $1,000 and he came back with $1,050. So I ended up giving 10 $100 bills and then a $50 bill. And this is now mine. So now I own this beauty. And quick walkthrough on it. It's got, I believe these are the stock plastics. I believe. I'm pretty sure. And then I believe that's a different fender on here. And then it says it has a ProLink swing arm, but I'm guessing it's just painted blue with a sticker. If anyone can confirm in the comments, let me know. A little close-up look at it. I'm not sure what the stock one looks like. I don't have anything to compare it to. But there is a grease fitting in there. That's kind of nice. That's what that looks like. I think that's the original shock back there as well. It does have a nice grab bar on it. And then, I'm not sure what the pipe is, but it's got a full aftermarket exhaust here. Front brakes do not work. I don't think there's any fluid in there though. So that's probably why, so it just probably needs to be re-bled. Which, that doesn't look good, because that thing is stripped out of there. The bleeder bolt. And that's not really on there too well either. So the front brake is pretty iffy. It looks like fork seal right there is pretty bad. But that's the least of our worries, because the main problem is it doesn't have spark. So it doesn't run. Ooh, has a twist throttle on it. That's pretty sweet. Didn't even see that before. It's got Magura is the brand of the twist throttle. And it's got Moose Racing grips on it. Let's see how good the tank is. Clutch is a little hard to pull in. See what the tank looks like here. Oh yeah, tank is nice. No rust in the tank. That's a good sign. But yeah, like I was saying before, it has no spark. So this is where the spark plug is. We'll check spark here in a little bit. Feels like it's got good compression. Really good, actually. So we'll have to test compression as well to see what we're at for that. Looks like this is a little bit bent. The foot lever. Back brake work here. Let's see. Back brake does not work. Well, that kind of sucks. Now we don't have a brake. It looks like the pads are out of it. Yeah, there's no brake pad in there. Huh. Interesting. Oh, it's missing one of the brake pads. So we'll have to try to find some for that. It looks like it's missing the pin that goes through here. That holds the brake pad in. It's got wheel spacers in the back. You can see right there. They look like 2-inch wheel spacers on it. both sides. What else does this thing have here? I think these are different wheels. It says DID Japan. Whole shot tires, pretty sweet. So really we're looking at brakes, both front and rear brakes, and no spark, right now at least. We gotta figure out what else is wrong with this thing. But let's just see if the plastics come off and see if that air filter's in there. Alright, so it looks like the air box is in there. Original air box. Let's take a look in the air filter. See if we can find any goodies in here. Looks like it's got a pretty decent air filter. No mice living in there, so that's good. Get the cap back on here. I think I remember the name of the pipe. I think it's a Cobra pipe on there. I think that's the name of it, if I remember correctly. But alright, so I think that's pretty much it. He did say the headlight did work. So, looks like there's controls up here for it. On, off, run. So, we should be good to go. It'll be sweet with a twist throttle on there. That'll be pretty fun. So now, let's attempt to get this thing running. So really all we need is spark, and then we can ride this thing. So let's start with checking for spark, I guess. Alright, so we're going to start with the spark plug first. See if there's any spark here, and then go from there. Whenever I get a machine in with no spark, I kind of check the easiest things first before starting to like really dig into it. We're going to check the spark plug first. If it does not have spark, we'll change out the spark plug. And then we'll check the boot and the cable, and then we'll check the coil. And then another thing that could happen is the kill switch could go on these things. So we'll check all the wire connections and all that fun stuff. So let's start with the spark plug first, and I go from there. All right. Spark plug was pretty black looking. Let's see if we got any spark here. Wouldn't that be awesome if we just had some spark? And there was no issues with this thing. Let's see here. It's smooth. No spark though. Alright, let's take a look at the boot here. Not much cable hitting there. Let's just see if that sparks right there. On. It's on. Doesn't look like that's going to make a difference there. Let's see here. All right, still no spark. So let's go up to the kill switch and take that apart and see what's going on in there. I know we'll probably have to come down to the stator side of things. Oh, this is disconnected right here. That's probably not good. Might take off the gas tank here, see what's underneath, because that looks like a ground. Looks pretty important. Okay, let's take out the gas tank and see what's underneath there. Alright, well that might be why it doesn't have spark. It looks like all the wires are disconnected here. So, that doesn't look too good, does it? So it looks like the yellow and red are coming from the engine, so that's disconnected completely. That looks like it's going to... I don't know what that one's going to. Huh. Alright, let's just try to untangle all this mess and see where these go to. That one's green right there. This one looks like red and black. So I'm guessing that one goes to the red one right there. Blue, is that blue and yellow or blue and, yeah, blue and yellow. This one is yellow, that one goes to the yellow one. And that one is tied off right there. So let's clean those up and then reconnect those and see what happens here. Alright, we got some new connections on here. And that wiring in there was really bad. So there's no way, even if that was connected, it was making a good connection. This one's still a little bit iffy. I might redo that one. Probably tape that up. But all these are good to go. They're all plugged in. So moment of truth here. Let's go over to the spark plug and see if we've got some good spark here. Come on, baby. That would be so awesome if it was just disconnected. Let's see here. Come on. Oh! You guys seeing that? Good spark. Yeah, baby. Let's go. That's crazy. Great spark. What the heck? So it wasn't the kill switch, it was the wiring right here. It just wasn't connected. That is crazy. So we'll get that all taped back up, nice and secure. I might redo the connection right here like I was saying before, just to make sure that we've got good spark continuously. And then we'll probably try starting this thing up. I don't know if the carb needs to be cleaned and stuff like that, but we'll definitely check the oil before as well. Alright, let's check the oil here quick before we attempt to start this thing up. Make sure there's some oil in it. I don't know if this thing has a dipstick or not. Oh yeah, it does. Sweet. Let's see if there's any in there. Oh yeah. Looks like good oil too. Cool. Well, there's oil in it. It's a good sign. Let's check compression. See where we're at with that. We gotta be over probably 100 for this thing to start. We're gonna do throttle open while kicking this thing over. Let's see, where can I hold this? Front kick, so it's kind of hard. Let's see, throttle open. All right, we're at 120 about, so it should start up. That's not too bad a compression. Definitely on the lower side, probably needs some rings, if anything, but should start up with that, I would think. All right, let's get the gas hooked up over here. Gas line. Let's actually first see if gas comes out of there. Good gas flow coming out of there. Connect that guy back up there. Alright. See if the carburetor leaks at all here. Doesn't look like it's leaking yet. That's a good sign. Alright, here we go. First start attempt coming up. How many kicks do you think it'll take? Alright, no go. So, we're gonna have to take apart the carburetor, go through that. Alright, kind of strange that it wouldn't start up there, but maybe the carburetor is really plugged up here. So, let's get the carburetor off and clean that. Get these off of there. See if the slide is in the right way. A lot of times people put the slide in wrong. Nope, that wasn't right. The cutout area goes towards the intake of the carburetor. That looks good. Get the heat gun out and try to heat up this plastic. You can see how hardened up that is, especially in the cold. You can see how that's becoming more flexible there. Alright, that little carburetor can come out now. Alright, let's take a little peek in the carburetor here. The gas that came out of it was pretty clean, so it might not be dirty. We might just need to adjust the valves. But we'll see. Doesn't hurt to clean the carburetor. That gas might not be good in there either, in the gas tank, so it's another thing to consider. Pretty clean in there. We'll still spray her out and everything, but so far that looks pretty good. Looks good. Running a 108, the main. Wasn't plugged up or anything. And then take a look at the float. See what's going on with that. Needle feels pretty good. No gas in there or anything. See if that's clogged up. We're running a 40 for the pilot. You can see right there. That was plugged up a little bit. There. Got already come free. So we'll spray this carburetor out, and then well, one more thing we want to check. How far is this fuel screw in? So that was another way. That probably wasn't good. Feels like it might be broken actually. Let's see. Looks like it might be missing the spring in there. So right here, there should be a spring in there. It's got the little gasket, but it's missing the spring. I might have one in my kit. There's a little bit longer of a spring. We'll see if this one works better. Yeah, that's working better. All right, 1.5. There's 1.5. So that's perfect. All right, let's blow this out, clean it out, and I put that back on. All right, carburetor is back on there. Let's take a look at the valves next. So, all right, and then we're gonna set this to the T for tap dead center. So let's do that next. All right, we got the T in there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Kind of hard to see in there. But it's set to the T. Let's get the little caps off of here and see if we're at the correct top dead center. All right, we finally got those caps off. Those were a pain to get off. But I'm gonna rotate the engine over, and we want these valves to be loose. That's how we know we're at top dead center here. So we might have to go another 180 to where we get to the correct position here. And they could very well be tight as well. And right there, you can see they're a little bit loose right there. So we should be top dead center. All right, T is lined up down here. And then piston is at the top of the cylinder. You can look down the spark plug hole and see the piston right at the top. So we're gonna measure the valve clearances. This should be 0.002 inches or 0.05 millimeters. So let's check them. We're at 0.2 here. And the exhaust one is perfect. That's perfect. Intake, a little bit harder to get to here. And intake is perfect as well. And both of them I can feel play, so. Alright, those are actually good. So valve adjustment checked out. Alright, we've got fresh gas in it. Because I didn't know if the gas tank had gas with water in it. So we got fresh gas. Let's see if she starts up. We'll put the choke on. We're gonna pour some gas directly down the cylinder next. Try that. Alright, gas is directly down the cylinder. Let's see what happens. Alright, she ran. Whew. Sounded pretty good too. Wow. That was pretty sweet. But it looks like it ran out of gas or something. Let's see if the gas is on. Gas is on. Here we go. She starts right back up. A little cold-blooded, but probably because it's cold in here. Headlight work. Alright, well, sounds pretty good, idling perfectly, a little bit high, but it doesn't sputter or cut out at all, so I'm pretty happy with that. We can probably take this thing for a ride. We just need to fix one of the brakes so we have something. So let's work on the front brake here quick and see if we can get that to work, because the other one's missing the back brake pad. So the front one should work if we can bleed it. Let's add some brake fluid to it. Alright, we'll try to bleed it down here, and we'll come back once that fluid starts going down. You can see the bubbles are forming, so looks like it might be slowly going down. Alright, I've been at this for like 30 minutes. Because we don't have a bleeder screw, because it's stripped out down there, I have to kind of manually bleed it by getting all the air bubbles out of here. But it's finally starting to work. You can see I can't pull it back any further. So the brake is definitely working now. You can see it lock up. So I think just a little bit longer and we'll have all those air bubbles out. Alright, we have brakes. Check this out. So let's go attempt to take it for the first ride. We've got some snow in the backyard we can mess around in, so let's go see how she does. Hopefully she shifts gears properly. Alright, she's running pretty good. Alright, runs and rides good. The only thing I noticed, which is a big bummer, is that fourth gear I think is out on it, because when we shift up into fourth, it acts like a neutral. So let's see if I can get this to go. So there's first right there. Neutral. There's second, third. There's fourth. It's like a neutral. And sometimes it doesn't go into fifth. Most of the time it does though. So there's third. There's fifth. See how it skipped fourth? Let's see if we can go back down to the fourth. See, just a neutral. So I don't know what's going on there. We're definitely gonna have to fix that. So I think that's like a whole engine tear down there. I'm not sure, so I'm gonna look at some forums and try to diagnose what that could be. But it looks like we're probably gonna have to replace the transmission in here. I looked at transmissions, they're like 150 bucks for the set of gears. So it's not too bad. So it's probably definitely worth fixing. But if you guys have ever had fourth gear go out on a 200X let me know. Maybe it's like a shift shaft problem, or you know, that little star in there. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look into it and diagnose this issue. But otherwise, we got spark. The front brake works great now. We just need a rear brake pad and pins for the back brake, and then this thing's gonna be ready to rock and roll. Next video, we'll probably tear down the whole engine and do an engine rebuild on it. Maybe get some new rings for it as well. But otherwise, I think she's gonna be good to go. Stay tuned for next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And until next time, we are out.